Cholera. Cholera was arguably the first disease of early globalization in the 19th century. At the start of the 1800s, as sea travel and trade became easier and more widespread, cholera began appearing in different seaports around the world, including in the United States. In New York City alone, there were terrible cholera epidemics throughout the 1800s, striking hardest in the city's crowded poor areas, where recent immigrants and freed slaves lived. In 1854, in London, Dr. John Snow discovered that cholera moved through the water by realizing that people who drank water from one well were more likely to get sick than people who drank water from another well or who drank beer. This and later discoveries about the cholera bacteria provided a major catalyst for the development of public water and sanitation projects. It's hard to believe now, and it sounds gross, but in the US, sewage, or the stuff we flush down toilets, was not always separated and cleaned out of drinking water. That it is now means that cholera is very rare in the US and other developed countries. Sadly, cholera remains too common in the developing world, where there are far fewer robust clean water and sanitation systems. It's just as gross in other countries today as it was here long ago, and people everywhere want and deserve clean water and toilets like we have in the US. Approximately 750 million people around the world still lack reliable access to clean water, and around 2.5 billion people lack access to improved sanitation, meaning a place where someone can safely go to the bathroom and not have to touch poop, or more likely, invisible residue from poop, including possibly nasty cholera bacteria and other dangerous things. Cholera infects an estimated 3 to 5 million people and kills 100 to 120,000 people each year. Most people who get cholera are infected through dirty water, even if it looks clean, but contaminated food is also a risk. Shellfish can carry the cholera bacteria and must be avoided in areas with high cholera rates. Cholera cases have risen in the past few years as more and more people move from rural areas into cities or flee violence by moving into slums and refugee camps. In other words, more and more people are living in crowded places without clean water and sanitation systems, and so there are more and more opportunities for poop and water to mix. While most people infected with cholera do not develop symptoms, for those who do, it's a devastating, painful, and often fatal disease. And it strikes suddenly. Diarrhea and vomiting occur first, leading to severe dehydration, since a sufferer's body can't hold on to the water needed to survive. Without treatment, people cannot replace quickly enough the fluids their bodies are losing, and they die. Cholera can kill someone in less than a day. Children and those with weakened immune systems, such as people with HIV/AIDS, are most at risk. Like all infections that cause diarrhea, the best treatment for people with cholera is to help them get and keep the fluids and water their bodies need, plus antibiotics to fight the cholera bacteria. Given how quickly cholera takes hold of someone's system, the sooner people get treatment, the better off they'll be. The most effective way to prevent cholera's spread is to build and maintain systems that keep drinking water safe, clean, and separate from where people go to the bathroom. Generally, governments do that work, sometimes in partnership with companies, but places like Ch7.3 which we talked about in We're Not There Yet, aren't waiting for the government or anyone else. They're building their own. It's impossible to be overly dramatic about how important clean water is. Water comes up a lot in this book because we all need water to live, and too often, water itself brings death. Certain parasites like malarial mosquitoes, which we'll talk about in a bit, nasty bacteria like cholera, and viruses like rotavirus all live and thrive in dirty water, particularly when poop and water aren't safely separated. One of these so-called waterborne diseases kills at least one child under 5 every minute. As mentioned in the first chapter, there are lots of organizations working on the water crisis. Some, like Water.org, Charity Water, and Living Water International, work with local partners to help finance, drill, and build wells or other safe water systems that work best for local communities so that it's easy for those communities to maintain the water systems into the future. This is important. Imagine if someone gave you a pump but it needed electricity to work, and there was no electricity around. These organizations make sure there's not a mismatch between the water systems they finance, drill, or build and what communities want and can maintain. To learn more about how they think about their work and where they've done their work, please visit their websites listed in $1.25 a day. As one example, Charity Water has a terrific visual map showing all their projects around the globe. Through its Children's Safe Drinking Water program, Procter & Gamble, the company that makes everything from Crest toothpaste to Tide detergent to Pampers diapers, now provide families with a clean water solution while they wait for safe water and improved sanitation systems to be built, or are building their own. It makes water purification packets that turn 10 liters of dirty water into water that's safe to cook with and even drink, enough to last a family of 4 1 to 2 days. One water purification packet costs less than 10 cents to make and deliver. Partners like the NGO World Vision distribute the packets to families who need them most, in areas with no clean water or where natural disasters have ruined what clean water did exist, as happens after a hurricane or earthquake. The 10-cent packets are clearly less expensive than the wells or water systems that can cost as much as $10,000 or more, but those systems, once completed, can often provide communities enough clean water for many years. In the best scenario, water purification packets from Procter & Gamble or others help families today while water systems are being built or wells drilled. All of these efforts are vital, literally about life. The word vital comes from vita, Latin for life. If you care about clean water, you can raise awareness or money, like Maddie, who we met in $1.25 a day. Or share your support and gratitude for the people on the front lines, like at World Vision, similar to Aaron and PIH. To learn more about the Procter & Gamble Children's Safe Drinking Water program and what you can do to support it and its partners, go to csdw.org. Every drop of water, just like every vaccine or every bed net, which we'll talk about in a bit, can help save a life.